Now let's do limiting factors, because it's super easy. A limiting factor is exactly what it sounds like. A factor, just something in the environment, that limits the growth of a population or species. Same thing, right? So let's look at deer. Let's see how that works. Here, we'll just start with 2 deer, or just a few deer right here, where there are very few of them. Say they've gone to a new area, and they've never been there before. There's nothing to limit their population because they have all the food they want, all the water that they need, all the space that they need. They haven't found any predators yet, or rather, their predators haven't found them. So now there are just a few of them. They're going to start reproducing. It'll take a few years, but they'll get pretty big. So let's increase how many there are. So let's look at this growth of deer. So they started with just a few, and then they grew to at least 2 more. And it continued to grow. But you'll notice as it continues to grow more and more, it's also growing faster. That's what exponential growth is, getting faster and faster and faster with the growth. So this is what it looks like visually. Instead of adding just 1 more, as it grows and grows faster, I'm adding more than 1 more each time. This one I'm adding 2 more. And for this one I added 3 more. 3 more again, and then 4 more and 5 more, and it's just getting really, really big. Imagine having so many deer in one small place. What's going to happen? We've seen this in simulations. They're going to run out of food, or they're going to run out of space, or maybe predators have arrived and started taking them out. Those are things that limit the population, and so they're going to see a limit to their population because of these factors that are limiting their population. Limiting factors, things like food, things like space and predators and natural disasters, that kind of thing. But what we're seeing here is a logistic growth curve, so we can start thinking about limiting factors that contribute to a carrying capacity. Before we start doing that though, let's look at examples of the 2 different kinds of limiting factors, density dependent and density independent. That's the next video. But for now, let's list off a few limiting factors real fast. We'll start with the easy ones, things we've seen in class. Things like food. If there's not enough food, some of them are going to die. That's a limiting factor because it's going to limit the growth of the population. We can say that right about here, when the population stops growing as much or as quickly, then we can say that they ran out of food, or they ran out of space or territory, so they don't have enough room to hold all of these deer. Those things are limiting factors. What's some more? Predators. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if the predators are there, keeping them in check, we've seen from predator and prey graphs that they keep each other in balance. So what's keeping the deer population from going off the charts and getting really, really big? Probably their predators, things like wolves. Eating them, killing enough of them so that they limit the amount that can be there. Yeah, predators are a good one. Let's see what else we can think of. What about weather and climate? Things like temperature. If it's too cold for most organisms, they're not going to survive. That might limit how many can be there. What about rain? If we need water and there's not enough water, man, that's going to limit us. That's going to keep us from growing in population. And it's not just about deer. If we're talking about a population of plants, rain is definitely going to limit the population if there's not enough of them. If there's not enough rain, how can those plants continue to grow? They won't, and there won't be enough of them. So think about these kinds of things. Predators, space, territory, food, anything that would keep a population from continuing to grow, anything they need that they don't have enough of, that kind of thing. Or it's something that would usually kill some of them. Yeah, things like predators, stuff like that. Yeah, that's going to happen. Weather, climate, temperature, rain. Ooh, we can also put natural disasters. Yeah, hurricanes, tornadoes, just bad weather in general. Yeah, that can definitely do it. So let's look at which of these would be density dependent and which of them would be density independent limiting factors.